Hello, and welcome back to SpaceChem. Today is Molecular Foundry, and as was pointed out, I've been commenting on how easy everything is. And somebody pointed out to me, it's like, yeah, the production missions are the actual difficult missions. These research missions tend to be pretty simple. Which, thinking about it, just kind of makes sense because the research is limited to one reactor, whereas here, as you can see, we can potentially be using five reactors on this one. We could also potentially be doing it in one. We're not doing it in one. And no story, let's just get right into it. Is it a recycler? Yeah, okay. So we just dump stuff in here to get rid of it, essentially. Cementite, that's quite the molecule. A lot of iron, it looks like. Ceramic, also known as iron carbide, often produced and used on asteroid colonies. Sure. We got carbon, we got iron oxide. And we want to take the oxygen out, I guess. In fact, for this ratio, but we have a 3-to-1 ratio. Okay, yeah, so this is going to be complicated for a number of reasons. Say, every chemical process needs inputs. Mines are a vital source of heavy elements to fuel chemical production. Also, I'm going to have a super bonder reactor here, which I don't think I've seen before. It contains twice as many bonders as a standard reactor. Okay. Fair enough. And I guess that's a reason that we wouldn't just run only sensor reactors. Because a reactor for bonding, like a sensor reactor, can do bonding. But super bonder's going to be better. So, I mean, without even thinking about it too much, the very first thing that we're going to want to do is stick the sensor reactor up to this so that we can see which molecule we have and probably just separate them out. In fact, let's rather than doing all the reactors, let's do our overall planning first. So I think that's probably the only sensor we even need, honestly. Because actually I wouldn't mind a storage tank for the iron here. But I think what I'm going to want to do is have... This is just going to very simply one molecule up, one molecule down. So let's say iron is going up, the iron oxide. We don't even need a sensor reactor for the next step. Because the next step... I mean, we don't need a super bonder either. The next step is going to be separating out the iron and the oxygen. And oxygen just goes out. So at this point we have individual iron atoms, and here we have carbon, which... interesting. I was thinking we could split this up into 3 separate carbon atoms, but we only need 3 carbon atoms for this. So using a reactor just to separate these might not be necessary. It would, however, greatly simplify what I'm trying to do. That would be a spot where I could save a reactor, but I don't think I'm going to. I think we're just going to do this. And separate this into 3 carbon. And so now we should have a ratio of 6 iron to 3 carbon, if this ratio has been done properly, because we have twice as much, which is exactly what we need. Okay, so this is more or less just going to work. So the next question then is, how do we make all of this? And I think I'm going to be boring and just try to do the easiest possible solution I can think of, which is going to be, we're going to make an iron-iron-carbon chain. And I think that will... And then we're just going to... Right, so super bonder here. Oh no, carbon's the rare one. Okay. Yeah, carbon's the rare one. So let's do this, just so that we have lots of pipe to work with here. Just in case. So the carbon comes down, the iron comes in here, and this thing is just going to be making iron-iron-carbon. And then we'll have one final one final reactor that's going to take basically 3 of these inputs, rotate one of them around, and kind of merge everything together. Yes, that'll be fine. Okay. That is using all 5 reactors, but I think that's nice and simple. Nothing too complicated here. And it should work. Alright, so let's just get right into it then. First, well, this is going to be super easy. And I wouldn't even need the sensor because these are oriented differently, so I could just like try grabbing here and try grabbing here, and depending on whether it grabs the molecule here or grabs it here, it would do the correct output. But we have a sensor, let's just use it, make things easier. Alright, we'll use red, and is there a square? I guess these two are both used from whatever. Okay. So we're going to input beta, grab, go up. Let's just exit the reactor and do some... Oh, let's not bother. Okay, this is... I know up is the iron and bottom is carbon. Alright. So let's... at this point, we have to decide which way we're going. And if we see an oxygen here, that means we have iron oxide. So we go here, drop here, and return. Okay. If we do not have an oxygen here, we go this way. I guess I can use a sync command. I'm wanting to double this up to be more efficient. But that means that we want... Yeah, I think I can just do this. Drop here. Oh, it's not output. What? What did I just do? That was weird. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna output both of these. It was actually pointed out on my previous part that doing an output when there's nothing to output will just go through. It won't do anything. So let's take advantage of that. So from here, the only issue is if I double this up to be more efficient, the timing's going to be off depending on when we get what. So in order to fix the timing, we're going to add some sinks. And I guess we'll do our sink here for blue. And aside from that, I'm just copying everything. And because both sinks are in this section, should be fine. With the right outputs, I need to input still. Don't need to worry about the sink. We're gonna grab. Okay, let's test this. Okay. Looks good. This could be a potential issue. No, it will never be an issue. Okay, so now it's just a matter of whether it's an issue if it goes the other way, and it won't be because this will be out of the way in time. Okay. So we've tested every permutation. Looks nice. Okay. Yeah, it will freeze up. This will freeze up if there's no output, but that's okay. I am actually going to add these notes now just because that'll make it easier to see what's going on. Element iron. It's over here. Okay. Iron oxide. Good. Lower output is just going to be carbon. That. Okay. So next up, we're going to separate out the iron and the oxygen. Accepts everything. Okay, again, let's do the output. So we want iron. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, let's just do this one too. Get the carbon. Yeah, so iron and carbon comes in. Excellent. So this is what we get. Again, we'll input. Input will go up here. This is kind of inefficient. We'll grab from here. Means that when we get to here, we can debond. Grab won't do anything if we're currently grabbing something. Okay. We're doing something like this. Obviously, we need to drop here. Output on both passes. And here, I think we can output while we're holding something and it won't cause an error. This is going to output the oxygen. Because there's nothing else in there at this point. And then we go back around. I could double this up as well, if I wanted to. The thing is, this is going to take a long time. Also, wrong input. Okay. So just make sure everything's working properly. Yep. Got our iron out. And at this point, it's safe. So we could do a sink here, which would be slightly more efficient. In terms of cycles. So let's just do that. Less waiting around. If we sink here, and I guess sink here. That will get... I mean, that's not much of a saving, honestly. Okay, what if we put the sink like here. Should give us enough time. Yeah, it should give us enough time to get out. This before this goes around. Yeah, that'll be fine. Alright, so from here then we are just adding all our symbols in here. Except for sync. All right, let's test this one out. Yeah, and this blue line was completely unnecessary, but it's just making things a little bit faster. So yeah, we clear this before blue starts doing anything. And then clear this before red does anything. Okay. The only potential holdup that we're going to have is right here, because we're waiting for something to input. Yeah. Okay, and this is twice as fast. Assuming that we have the inputs. Excellent. Alright, that's 2 reactors down. Reactor 3 is just going to be splitting up the carbon. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Do I want to allow for more carbon to be backed up? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's have 9 pipe slots here, just to make sure we can get 3 carbons through. Because it is a 3-to-1 ratio, so it might still bug out if the final solution fails. We just have to make this pipe like twice as long, and that should solve this potential issue. But I think this will be okay. Alright, so from here, let's grab our carbon. As we get to here, we debond. Okay, well that's actually a little bit tricky. Okay, we're gonna grab from here. Debond. Drop. We can't actually do it this way. Okay, well there aren't that many. So we're just going to have both Waldos. Blue is just going to deal with this stuff. That's fine. So in that case, we're just going to do this. Output. That should be fine. And then blue. Gonna grab this. Drop. Grab here and drop. And just do a loop like that. And then, of course, in order to make sure that we don't completely screw everything up, we are going to need some sinks in here. Let's just put a sink here and one here. I don't have an output on the blue. Okay. I'm going to need 2 outputs, but we'll assume it's outputted. This is what I was worried about. Well, that's easily fixed by just having the sink on this side, which will be a lot more efficient, I think. And output here and here. That is the right output. I guess I could put the sink here, like a little bit earlier as well on the red line. Yeah, that's really close. Okay. Yeah, this is lots of time. And then sync, we're waiting until we get around, and then we do it again. Okay. It's 3 reactors down. Reactor 4. Before we do this, let's get the output marked correctly. Do we want it in the top corner? I guess we'll do it in the top corner. We're going to input. It's going to be one of these. Something like that. Make every step nice and simple along the way. So drop and drop. Which means that we're not even crossing over. Oh, we are crossing over what's going on with blue, just slightly. Let's just make absolutely certain that that's not an issue. Yeah, it uses a few more symbols, but I don't care. We're going to input beta, grab, drop. And then I think what we want to do here is we'll have blue do the bond in the output. But blue is going to have to wait until both of these are down, which means that if we follow this along, this is the second one to drop. So put the sink here. Okay. Did I do something silly? I did do something silly. Let's actually grab the input molecule. Okay, there's our first iron. Just a coincidence that they happen to line up nicely there. But now we'll be able to see that we're going to be waiting. Alright, looks like this is working as intended. There shouldn't be a delay here because it'll be 3 carbons. So that's the other thing to watch. Yeah, we can see we're starting to back up here. Is it going to be a potential issue? Well, we're not able to output. Yeah, okay. We're not able to output up here. That was an issue. Means that this is too slow. I even doubled this one up. This one's working fine. So now let's fix this problem. Well, I mean, an easy fix is just do that. And then have this. Does it come in the bottom? Yes. And that way... I'm wondering about this because the way I've set up this one is a bit of an issue. But that might be enough of a backlog to solve the problem. No, because we're just going to continually get further and further along as it goes. There's another case where if I make this pipe really long, then it will solve the issue. Well, let's not worry about that unless I have to. If it becomes a serious issue, then I can, make this pipe super long. And then it'll be sufficient to solve the mission. This is really where a storage tank would be nice. Stick a storage tank in here. Alright. Final reactor. And then we'll fix that first reactor if we have to. It's not about doing the job perfectly, it's about doing the job just good enough. Okay, so here... I don't have the ability to do a 9 square, like 3x3, in the output, so instead what we're going to do... Now, having this in the corner like this is actually kind of awkward. Input. Don't forget the grab again. Grab. Drop. That's what we want. And we do, whoops, we delete. Grab it on the corner. Do the input here, and that way we don't hit the edge. Is this the way we want to rotate? I think we want... That'll be fine. Rotate the same way twice. Wait. Oh, that's what happened. I reset the... or something. Delete. And at this point, we are holding... Yeah, we want to drop here. Interesting. I just saw a horrible problem with this entire approach. Yeah, double bonds. Double bonds are a problem. Also, I saw that the carbon stocked up. That's something to fix later too. Alright, so double bonds are a problem, which means I can't actually do what I'm trying to do here at all. Like, the entire solution doesn't work. Unless... Oh, no, this is super awkward. Okay. Uh... Hmm. Do I want to change what this is? Because there's two options. Either I do a different configuration. It's like the fact that I can't just do a whole 3x3 is the problem here. So I either do a different configuration or I start doing minus bonds. I think minus bonds are going to be a problem. So instead of that, instead of doing this, let's do it this way. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. I do need... Doing it this way, I am still going to need bonds absolutely everywhere. But I think that'll be fine. Okay. And that also makes this pipe a lot longer. Hopefully, we don't back up then. So this... Yeah, we're just going to delete this entire reactor. We only get 4 inputs here, which still kind of makes this awkward. Let's go back up to here. Okay, we're resetting this entire thing too. This is going to be a much simpler design, because what's actually going to happen here now is red is going to input, grab this, debond first, grab the oxygen, output the oxygen. That's all we're doing here. Grab, drop out. Okay. Blue. I'm gonna wait until that's done. Here we go. Grab bond. And do that. Okay, so this is still really simple. And this is way faster at dealing with this, which is going to deal with the stockpiling problem as well. So this, happily, just by accident, solves another issue I already had. Okay. Yeah, so this pipe shouldn't need to be as long. It might still... we're going to have a gap. I mean, it doesn't matter if the pipe's really long or not. I was thinking I could shorten this up, but... I think that's fine. Okay, and then from here... what we do... is grab... grab... Okay, we can't quite do it all with one. Because I'm going up top. Good. Because even if I do something like this... Okay, that's fine. We'll just use the blue for the third one, instead of being really fancy about all this. Grab. So we get drop, drop. And this way, we're not going to do an extra bond in the middle like this. It's only going to be the central structure that's going to bond. So we go up here, and then this is, I guess, where we sink. Input. Yeah, we'll grab from here. And drop. Bond. Output. Okay, seemed to work. We'll watch one more in slow motion just to confirm that things are doing. I mean, I know it works, but I want to confirm everything. I guess we could put this sink a lot earlier potentially. Doesn't matter. It had to wait a cycle anyway. Yeah. Okay. Collision. Oh, right, because this reactor is still doing things, we need to reset this. Obviously, that's a problem if we're doing multiple inputs here. Alright, so this is still going to be a little bit tricky because I still need the 3x3 grid. Because of how this is set up, so which means that I have to do these separately. So I can start with this. So we're going to input A. Let me think about this. So we input A, so we're grabbing it on this far end. So when we get to here, my plan was to do an input B, and then bond simultaneously. Which is possible, because that just means that when we set this one up, we just do the bond here. And that will get the carbon in place. Assuming that there is a carbon, this is actually a potential issue. Yeah. Okay. Okay, what I'm trying to do is bad. What I'm trying to do is really bad. So let's not do this. Let's instead just do a drop. It's fine. Just drop it. And then we input on the beta. I guess I actually need to go this way. And then we bond. Everything is fixed. And then we grab the whole molecule again with that carbon. Okay. Now what we do we rotate this twice. If we rotate this twice, we are now in the bottom right. Let's grab it from the carbon molecule. We rotated it twice, so we're now here with this thing flipped. Which means thing flipped. Which I think means we're dropping it here. And we're going to do a double sync here because I'm not entirely confident in what I'm doing. All right. Blue. Grab the carbon. Here we bond. That gets that carbon into position. And we're holding it from this corner. Which means if we rotate, after bonding, this is getting hard to visualize. Like this is mirrored. We're holding this. This is the empty slot. So we want to rotate this way. And drop here. I think that sets up the last one. And then we input. Bond is going to work. Get rid of that. Drop. Output. I think this works. We do have a double sync here because so we've got the first one in position, and then this one comes up. Does all of this. Then this can start again. We don't need two syncs. We just need the one. Okay. Maybe. This is the thing that makes the production assignment so much harder, is having the pipes fill up and then having outputs not work. Or having it like stalling because it's waiting for something and that throwing everything off. So this might work. Let's start and see. So from here, it's just going to send the molecules the way that they're supposed to go. I will zoom in on this one once we get to it, so we can watch it. But all the rest of this we've already seen. All right, so this is separating, oxygen's being recycled. Iron Fe2 is coming down this way. Argon's going to break up. It should be fine. This is a very short pipe. Then again, that's probably fine because it's going to take a while. Okay, and we're seeing it's backing up here, which I don't think is too much of an issue. We are waiting here, of course, for this thing. Okay. Well, yeah, that would be a problem. I mismeasured. Okay. Well, that's an easy fix. We just do that. I think that fixes it. Let's try it again. Okay, looks good. These rotations are the sketchy part. Oh, that's why we had a second sink. Yeah, okay. I knew there was a reason. Well, let's see if this works. It does not. Because it hits the boundary. Okay, so 2 reasons that this doesn't work. Add a sink here, add a sink here, and, well, no, add a sink here. Okay, so fixing the rotation. If I rotate the other way, it's going to hit this wall. Ah. See, now I'm wondering. I need to drop it here. So I think what I actually do... Oh, I mean, if I just do that, that should fix it, right? Yeah, because I don't have to do 3 rotations if I'm doing it this way. The spot where I wanted to drop it, really? Maybe. I don't know, let's test it again. That's the other problem with the production assignments, is that it takes a while to test things in the final reactor. We had, what, 3 different issues with this reactor that I've tried to fix? Still not entirely convinced I got the sinks right. Yeah, okay. Here's an issue. Another issue. We fixed the one problem, but we introduced another one. Okay, well, still... Just a reminder that I have to do that. We bond, that's good. And then we just do something like that. Okay. One more time. Alright, so this part works as expected. And then this, I probably messed something up with all these mental rotations I was doing. Okay, we grabbed that, had enough clearance. Okay. No, that looks like it might work. Yeah, that is the molecule. In a different orientation. But it worked. Now the question is, does this take too long per cycle? How much are we backing up? Yeah, that's a problem. Which... ironically enough, if I made this less efficient... Yeah, it's not even an efficiency thing. If I made this less efficient so that we were forced to be waiting on things at all times, that might actually just solve it. Like, what happens if I just do this? Well, nothing's going to happen. No. Stop. Nothing's going to happen, but if I do that, and get rid of the sink. Like, this is still going to work, it's just going to be a lot slower. And because it's a lot slower, everything else will have time to get their jobs done. What happened here? So the fact that it was slower became an issue. Well, I mean, I can fix this by just doing the double sync here, like that. Man, introducing inefficiency in order to solve a problem. See, I was so happy with this. Like, I was like, oh, I did this. I'm actually going to be efficient about this and get these things going through. And then it's like, I don't think it actually works. Yeah, because now we're actually waiting here. We are actually waiting here. So this is potentially an issue. Man, it's going to take twice as long now because I made that change. Oh well. Yep, that looks like it's fine. Wow. Well, that was kind of a disappointing finish, but also kind of funny, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, that is why production is harder than research. Because you have issues like that you have to deal with at the end. Alright, next time, Gasworks Park. I will see you then.